One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Whistlers report he pays his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
Damn straight, day by day, just like the song says. Ladies and gentlemen, much love, honor, respect to all of you legends up in here, man. And happy Friday. Happy freaking Friday, man. It's been a great week, actually. Hopefully everyone's doing fantastic. We got a lot to kind of go over and also a crazy headline. Now, I'm going to be very honest on this headline. The U.S. Attorney General, Pam Bondi, and officials discuss MS-13 cold case arrest. And now, this is not the entire thing that we're going to be covering today, but it is the main story. Now, I kind of wanted to listen in and just hear a little bit right before I started the show, and they have some serious fucking issues with their audio. So we're going to try our best to like kind of get a stance for what they're saying, but we're not going to sit there and listen to a fuck ton of messed up audio. It's just, I can't do it. Can't hang. We got Brian up in the building. Good to see you, my man. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. Welcome back. We got Rabbit of Chaos as well as Tats. Appreciate you guys. We got chairman of the board. We got our favorite troll in the freaking chat, as well as actually Imperius is in here too. So we got a couple of them. Good to see you guys, man. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. We got Brother Red as well, man. Good to see you, as well as Mount High. My man knows exactly what we're about to do. You know the deal. I see it right there. Boom. We got 13. Appreciate my man for hanging out. Yes, that's right. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, homie. We're about to get into the craziness. And as well as, by the way, Hardwire up in the building. Good to see you, by the way. All right, so let's go ahead and before we get into the craziness for the day, man, we got to do our little call to actions, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Number one metric of all of YouTube. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. If you guys are brand new to the show, hit that subscribe button because it's also free. Please also consider becoming a member, starting only at $2.99 a month, man. We're making sure we're not going to be breaking no banks out here. But listen, if it's going to break the bank, just don't do it. But this is exactly how we can do this very show right here without having to cater to views. And you guys actually allow me to speak the way I do. And so I very much appreciate that. Little side note, follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my lifestyle, but of the show, as well as Millennial Food Time. As well, by the way, we got Naomi. She's going to be putting the Discord link in the chat. So make sure you guys are joining up the Discord, because we got pretty much everyone in the Breakfast Club in there now, but I just want to make sure for everyone that's new and coming in to join up, man. This is where we continue the conversation. Last but not least, man, every super sticker, super chat, gifted membership sign up are all going to be shouted out onto the show, of course, live. But if you guys would like to help out monetarily and skip that brutal YouTube 30% cut, we have these platforms that you guys can kindly donate to over there. And of course, I will shout your guys' message out over there. That's a great way to get 100% of your guys' hard-earned cash, that you guys want to send. It comes 100% to me and not being broken off by YouTube. So much love, honor, respect, everybody. Let's go ahead and get into the craziness of today. We got a lot to kind of cover. So let's go ahead and start off with the very first breaking news story, and we'll work our way into it.
Thank you so much for waking up with us here on Live Now from Fox. I'm Jeanne Francine here with you bright and early on this Friday morning. It's April 4th. And as we come on the air, we are following some breaking news headlines. It takes us out to South Korea. Take a look at your screen. This information just coming in from the Associated Press on this Friday morning. They report South Korea's constitutional court.
Oh boy. So I can't even pronounce that dude's name over there in South Korea, but he got removed as South Korea's president over martial law, as you guys know, and or maybe some of you guys don't know, but that did happen. And now there's some issue kind of going on with the martial law ordeal. So he kind of actually took the martial law away or something like that, and now he's being removed as president, I believe. So let's go ahead and figure out what the story is.
Unanimously removed Yoon Suk-yeol from office this Friday,
Yoon Suk-yeol,
ending his
that's his name,
tumultuous presidency and setting up a new election. This happening 4 months after he threw the nation into turmoil with an ill-fated declaration of martial law. The verdict capped a dramatic fall for Yoon.
Yo, what's up, brother Steve? We got my man coming in and hanging out. And by the way, this will be a very fun one for you, Steve Easy. As soon as we get into the headline, as you can see that how I got it labeled right here. Boom. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're getting down with our bad selves here in a minute. We got a couple breaking news stories before we get into that, but yes, let's get into it.
Former star prosecutor who became president back in 2022, just a year after he entered politics. In a nationally televised hearing, which is what you were seeing when we first came on the air with that shot in the courtroom, the court's acting chief said the 8-member bench found Yoon's actions were unconstitutional and had a grave impact. Again, you're getting that shot now on your screen. The acting chief provided a quote to the Associated Press saying, "By declaring martial law in breach of the Constitution and other laws, the defendant brought back the history of abusing state emergency decrees."
Okay, so now they're essentially just going to throw him out because he practiced martial law. Okay, well.
People and caused confusion in the society, economy, politics, diplomacy, and all other areas. The chief goes on to say, given the negative impact on constitutional order caused by the defendant's violation of laws and its ripple.
Yo, allegedly, good morning to you. Morning. Hope both you and Lucy are well and have a fabulous plans for much deserved weekend. Yes, it's been a good weekend or a good week, but I'm definitely looking forward to the weekend. That's for damn sure. But thank you for hanging out with us, allegedly. Always good to see you. We got triple OG, not double, triple OG straight jacket up in the building. What's up, homie? We got some shit that we're going to be talking about here in a minute. So stick around for some crazy shit.
Effects.
Here we go.
We find they are very grave and that the benefits of upholding the Constitution by dismissing the defendant outweigh the national losses from the dismissal of the president, end quote. Again, that was the Chief Justice speaking in the courtroom. Now, following that verdict coming down, there were protests across South Korea. Anti-Yoon protesters near the court erupting into tears and even dancing when the verdict was announced into the late morning their time. 2 women were seen weeping as they hugged, and
this freaking is an ordeal over here in South Korea. Good morning, Gary. Good to see you, my man. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Man near them leapt to his feet and screamed with joy. You're seeing images of those protests and rallies out in Seoul bright and early on this Friday. The crowd later marched through the Seoul streets. Now, outside Yoon's official residence, many supporters cried, screamed, and yelled at journalists when they saw the news of the verdict on TV. But they quickly cooled down after their organizer pleaded for them to remain calm. AP goes on to report that no major violence has been reported by this time this Friday. This is a developing story, so make sure you're staying tuned to Live Now from Fox for the very latest developments. Right now, we do want to transition to another breaking news headline.
More breaking news. Here we go.
Conflict with Russia in Ukraine. Take a look at your screen. This breaking news just now coming down from our content partners on AP and also at Reuters.
Okay, so this is coming straight out of the Associated Press. Russia accused by Britain and France of delaying ceasefire talks. All right.
They report on this Friday morning, Britain and France this Friday accusing Russian president.
Yo, what's up, brother Code? Good morning to you, kind sir. Hopefully you're doing well. Good to see you, and hopefully everything's going well with your pops and all, man. Good to see you, man.
Vladimir Putin of dragging his feet in ceasefire talks to bring a halt to fighting in Ukraine and ramped up pressure on Moscow by insisting that he owes the United States an immediate answer. Russia has effectively rejected a U.S. proposal.
I remember seeing this exact image right here. I remember this video. That shit was hardcore.
The answer. Russia
right
has
here.
effectively rejected a U.S. proposal for a full and immediate 30-day halt in the fighting. This after a Kremlin official said on Monday that Moscow views efforts to end its 3-year war with Ukraine as a, quote, drawn-out process.
That's right. If you would like to buy the old lady some drinks or something like that, you guys can hit that Cash App right there. Boom. Shit.
We continue to see that world leaders are speaking out about the conflicts with Russia and Ukraine, and that takes us out to Brussels, Belgium, giving you a live look there outside of the NATO headquarters here at 602 on the East Coast, and you can see world leaders gathered there outside next to all of the world flags. Right now, we want to head inside as we are following the very latest of this breaking news.
I don't want to listen to no fucking NATO secretary.
Russia accused by Britain and France of delaying ceasefire talks, where early on this Friday morning, the leaders of Britain and France.
I got you, Red. I got you, because I know not Steve Easy's going to get pissed. Just had to do it, Steve. You know what I mean? Or not Steve.
Discussing the latest of the ceasefire. Let's listen in.
What is this? Oh, this is the press conference. Oh, this dude over here is just a total, complete jerk off over here to the left.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, David. We thought it was important for us this morning to reaffirm how close the coordination between France and the United Kingdom has been over the past 3 years. In particular, over the past 3 months, there's been closer and closer coordination between our two leaders and our two governments. And in fact, last Thursday in Paris, where the 5th meeting of the Coalition of the Willing took place, our partners and friends, united in support of Ukraine, entrusted...
We know what your guys' support is too, obviously.
President Macron and Prime Minister Starmer.
Just suck up Zelensky. Just suck him up, dude.
With the role of coordinating the efforts of this coalition. What's the situation today? Well, 3 weeks ago, Ukraine made an important compromise and accepted a ceasefire without any condition brokered by our US partners. Over the past 3 weeks, Russia has...
What's up, Stephanie, up in here? Good morning to you as well.
...been flip-flopping, continuing its strikes on energy infrastructure, continuing its war crimes. Today, Russia owes an answer to the United States that have worked very hard to come up with a mediation effort and a ceasefire proposal. They have to come up with an answer. It has to be yes, it has to be no, and it has to be a quick answer.
This fucking guy is... What kind of thing was that to say? It has to be an answer. It has to be a yes. It has to be a no. Like, what is... Come on, man. Like, what are we doing here?
Context, and on last Thursday...
you just want Putin to say no, we're just going to continue fucking you up? What do you want?
Partners,
stupid asses,
entrusted President Macron, Prime Minister Starmer, with the role of coordinating their efforts. Effort in the direction of building up support to Ukraine to add pressure on Russia. Support with sanctions on Russia.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding about that, Chairman of the Board. They definitely are using all this other shit as a major distraction from their own shit. Definitely. Definitely. Look at their hostage situation. Not hostage. Look at the way that they did, what's it called? Dang it. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Man, someone remind me what the name of it when someone flees from their country comes here seeking asylum. That's what it was. Yes, that's what I was looking for. When they're looking for asylum and then they take over your entire fucking culture. Yeah, big yikes.
Financial help, but also military support. And a number of our NATO partners yesterday reaffirmed.
Yo, what's up, brother Hook Dog? Good morning to you, kind sir.
Commitments they've made or announced a new commitment. France announced a 2 billion euros worth of military support to Ukraine last Thursday in the presence of President Zelensky. Second, our teams are working closely together to support US-led effort to reach a ceasefire by...
yes, I believe you did, allegedly.
Putting together scenarios for the monitoring of such a ceasefire in order to facilitate
ceasefire. Like, you can't understand a motherfucking word these French motherfuckers say.
These efforts when the ceasefire is reached. Third, our teams, alongside teams of our colleagues of other coalition countries, are working to prepare for efforts needed to make sure that the peace, whenever it's reached, can be lasting. And this means building a very strong Ukrainian army that is going to be the first layer of any guarantee or any guaranteed peace in a lasting sense. And second, there will be at some point need for military capacity or reassurance whenever peace is reached. And
that's a W for trigger warning. Good to see you, by the way. Good morning to you.
This is the reason why our army chiefs will be in Kyiv today in order to advance this work, because our goal is to reach peace and for this peace to be just and to be lasting. David?
Thank you.
I don't know why we keep letting losers, speak for their people. I don't know why we have losers doing this shit up here.
Jean-Noel, it's a testament to the strength of the UK-France relationship that
this guy is such a jerk off.
Have been working so closely together over this period. It was
76
years ago that the United Kingdom and France united.
That's right, 13. Damn straight.
NATO, and today we come together once again to continue and ensure that NATO over this next 76 years is a fairer institution, is a stronger institution, and is an institution that is more lethal as we deal with the threats that face us across the Euro-Atlantic area. We're united.
You're united to suck off Zelensky. That's what's happening.
Two countries, and we will leave this NATO gathering of foreign ministers more united than we've been for many years in the face of the threats that face us. And of course, we continue to work together, bringing together an alliance of the willing as we focus in on an enduring peace that lasts and keeps the Euro-Atlantic area safe. It was France and the UK.
Well, you know what they say, Steve. You can't let an opportunity like this go to waste. There's so much money to be made. You know what I mean? You don't even have to be in their damn country and you can make money. Ain't that shit fucked up?
That came together to provide Ukraine with long-range strike capabilities needed to face down this assault from Russia. And as we have heard, it is still the case that our judgment is that Putin continues to obfuscate, continues to drag his feet. He could accept a ceasefire now. He continues to bombard Ukraine, its civilian population, its energy supplies. We see you, Vladimir Putin. We know what you are doing.
Oh my goodness. We see you, Vladimir Putin. This fucking guy. Shove it up your ass.
To continue to put Ukraine in the strongest possible position, militarily, economically.
Good. If you guys are going to do it, you guys do it. You guys pay for it. You guys do that shit. You know what I mean? But fucking keep our money out of it, dude. Keep NATO out of this bullshit. Honestly, it's like, yo, you want to fucking stand up for the U or for them over there in Ukraine? Well, go ahead and do that yourselves over there in the UK and as well as France. You know, you two can fund this shit. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead, you both do it.
The humanitarian context that they need, and we continue to bear down with sanctions on Russia so that they are willing to come to this negotiation actually serious about making the peace that we want to see.
You know, he would do a fantastic, why are you gay? Why are you gay? He would do a fantastic one, Tats. I would give him the W for that. And that's right, Freak Out Friday. That's damn straight. As well with the taco. Yes, sir.
Endure. NATO is an alliance that keeps 1 billion people safe on both sides of the Atlantic, from Tottenham to Toulouse. It is the strongest and the best.
That's right. He doesn't know the way. Why are you gay?
Alliance that we have seen in the modern age. France and the UK continue to be absolutely pivotal to its success.
Okay, well, you pay for it, motherfucker. Now I'm skipping you because now I'm over it. I got exactly what I needed out of that. So we got some protests going on. Don't know where. It looks like South Korea or something like that. So let's go ahead and check it out.
It's coming into our live now from Fox Feeds that I want to share with you. This first one takes us out to Seoul, Korea. It's based on breaking news we brought to you as we first came on the air.
If you guys don't know what Seoul means, that means South, just so you guys know, SOL.
This morning, again, taking a live look out in Seoul, South Korea, as protesters are rallying this Friday morning against the impeached president, Yoon Suk-yeol. I'm going to bring up the audio to see if we can hear anything on this feed.
Listen to this audio. We're not going to be able to understand a single fucking word. That's right, allegedly. While these guys scream at each other and we can't even understand what the fuck they're saying, I'll bring it down. Yeah, allegedly, you're not even freaking joking about this. 100%. And again, kind of like what chairman of the board said, it's it was Stevie, not Steve Easy. He said, yeah, it's total distraction from their own fucked up mess. It's true. It is true. You know what we need right now while this is happening?
Martial law. We provided those items for you as we came on the air. We're also getting a live look out in the UK this morning, transitioning
more
the
UK
shot.
Shit.
You can see microphones are present outside of Poole Law Courts. We are awaiting a press conference as a British anti-abortion activist. We're learning that she is 64 years old. She's due to be sent.
Man, you are right about that, Hardwire, by the way. He says, I must say, though, the timing of Trump's tariffs are not the best. He is pissing off all other countries, unfortunately, pushing us closer to World War III, and we will be stuck without allies get the deals done. Yeah, no kidding. That's definitely something I agree with. This whole tariff on, tariff off, tariff on, tariff off. It's an extremely volatile economy worldwide. It definitely tanks, especially when tariffs are being talked about or about to be put on or whatever the case is. It does need to basically, it needs to go back into a stable mode here where it's one or the other. It's like, listen, we're going to go ahead and just this 25% for bullshit, whatever. Just have it be that. Don't be going back and forth and saying all of a sudden we'll go from 25%, we'll put 300% on you. Now, I get that we can do that, but yeah, unfortunately, those kind of talks make it a very volatile economy.
Sentenced this Friday for alleged breach of a buffer zone outside of a clinic in that area. So once that gets underway, we will be sure to share it with you. But getting back to the very latest this morning, transitioning
Yo, Charles, down there from down under. Good to see you, my man. Hopefully you've got some pants on.
The shot again, taking you back out to Brussels, Belgium. We are seeing that more defense ministers are speaking this morning ahead of that NATO summit. Let's head inside and listen in.
That is true, not Steve. Very true, by the way. Okay, forget about this. We're going to go ahead and skip ahead. Defense ministers speak ahead of NATO summit in Brussels. Forget about it. Forget about it. We'll go ahead and skip ahead. We've got quite a few big stories going on today, as well as you know, that the NATO Secretary General remarks. Well, he's doing the summit with foreign ministers today, but we're going to go ahead and skip NATO because it is another garbage organization, and I really could give two fucks about them. We're going to move on ahead. All right. China announces 34% retaliatory tariff on U.S. So let's go ahead. This is our breaking news this morning and will begin April 10th, according to the Associated Press. All right. So let's back this up so we can hear the whole story here. We got to know it all, man.
7:33 here on the East Coast. Welcome back to Live Now from Fox, and good morning to you if you're just now tuning in. I'm Jeanne Francine. We are following some...
Yo, we got Stacks up in the building. Good to see you, my man. Good morning and happy Friday to you.
Breaking news headlines on this Friday morning. Take a good look at your screen. This just into our Live Now from Fox studios from the Associated Press. They say breaking, China imposes a 34% tariff on imports of all U.S. products beginning April 10th. Matching the rate of President Trump's, quote, reciprocal tariff imposed this week. This has been a story we've been following.
Yo, what's up, brother Frank? Good to see you, my man. Happy Friday.
From the very beginning, but now getting this update from China. China announcing again, as I just mentioned, this Friday, they will impose that 34% tariff on imports of all U.S. products beginning April 10th, part of a flurry of retaliatory measures following U.S. President Donald Trump's Liberation Day slate of double-digit tariffs. The new tariff matching the rate of the U.S. reciprocal tariff of 34% on Chinese exports that President Trump ordered this week. The Commerce Ministry in Beijing also said in a notice that it will impose more export controls on rare earths, which are materials used in high-tech products such as computer chips and electric vehicle batteries. Additionally, on this Friday, the Chinese government says it has added 27 firms to lists of companies subject to trade sanctions or export controls. Among them, 16 are subject to a ban on the export of dual-use goods. High Point Aero Technologies, a defense tech company, and Universal Logistics Holding, a publicly traded transportation and logistics company, were among those listed. Beijing also announcing it filed a lawsuit with the World Trade Organization over the tariffs issue. The Beijing Commerce Ministry...
Yo, what's up, Carney? Good morning to you as well. Sorry for pausing mid-story here, but hey, gotta say hi to my people, you know what I mean?
A quote.
Happy Friday, man.
This Friday morning, it says, the United States imposition of so-called reciprocal tariffs seriously violates WTO rules, seriously damaging the legitimate rights and interests of WTO members, and seriously undermines the rules-based multilateral trading system and international economic and trade order, end quote. They go on to say in another quote, it is a typical unilateral bullying practice that endangers the stability of the global economic and trade order. China firmly opposes this. Again, this coming from the Commerce Ministry.
It's a weird percentage that China announced as a retaliatory, because I forget what we have on China exactly. I forget the exact tariff that we have on them. Not very sure. I'm sure someone in the chat knows exactly. But China announcing a 34% retaliatory tariff on the U.S. is a very interesting number. Back to this.
Out in Beijing this Friday. To provide further perspective for you, back in February, China announced a 15% tariff on imports of coal and liquefied natural gas products from the U.S.
Oh, wow. So anything coal or basically petroleum based. How much did they say? 25%?
Tariff on imports.
On.
perspective for you. Back in February, China announced a
back last February, they announced, or not last February. You guys know what I mean. Just a freaking couple months ago.
15% tariff on imports of coal
15.
and liquefied natural gas products from the U.S. It separately added a 10% tariff on crude oil, agricultural,
and then it added 10% on the crude oil and the petroleum products, basically.
Machinery and large engine cars. The latest tariff applies to all products made in the U.S., according to a statement from the Ministry of Finance's State Council Tariff Commission. Again, this is a developing story we will continue to follow right here on Live Now from Fox. Just into our Live Now from Fox studios, China announcing a 34% retaliatory tariff on the U.S. We'll continue to follow this developing story right here on Live Now from Fox. 7:36 here on the East Coast. We're going to step away for a quick 2-minute commercial break.
No, we're not. We're not. We're about to get into the next story, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and move it on forward. As you guys know, Marco Rubio's with, those guys over there with NATO. So honestly, I have even though it's Marco Rubio speaking, I still don't give a shit. He's talking at the UN, or basically same thing. NATO, UN, all that shit's bullshit. And then we got more summits in the EU that are happening, as you guys see. That's this kind of what they do every. Seems like these people are doing this shit every fucking day, but it must be like every other day these organizations do this shit. Anyways, we're gonna move ahead a little bit. We're gonna try to get to our main topic here. Okay, so not the Associated Press. So the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, announces MS-13 Broward cold case arrest. So we're about to get into that right here, right now.
The officials are lined up there in the back. AG Pam Bondi will hold this press conference with FBI Miami, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, and the Broward Sheriff's Office to announce the solving of 4 local homicides connected to MS-13 gang activity, along with the federal murder charges against several MS-13.
Before we get into this news story, ladies and gentlemen, nice little halt to the freaking show. Make sure you guys hit that like button. As you guys know, it's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. It helps out the show immensely, and it's free. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. I don't ask you guys to send in money. I don't ask you guys to do any of that shit, but I do ask you guys to go that little extra, little extra work there to hit that like button. I know it's a hard thing to do, ladies and gentlemen, but it helps me out immensely.
Gang members. Again, you do see the dignitaries and officials in the back lined up to support AG Pam Bondi with this announcement. It comes on the heels of several press conferences that you've seen right here on Live Now from Fox as it relates to MS-13 gang members. We'll continue to...
I like the name change, by the way. Good to see you, Hopper.
Sit in this feed as we await for it to begin.
He's so funny, dude. We got Cowboy as well. Did you hear about that Texas HS track meat stabbing? No, I didn't, by the way. My X feed is talking about it like crazy. No, I did not see that. I will have to definitely look up what that is all about. And we got brother KP as well. Good morning to you, kind sir. Listen, actually, before we get into this, because it's, Pam Bondi is about to come out here, and then we're going to pretty much close out the show with it. So might as well do a little intermission. You know what I mean? Fuck it. We'll do a little intermission for a second. I wanted to show you guys a little something. So I had because I'm actually celebrating my actual birthday kind of dinner stuff on Sunday. But me and my dad, we went out for sushi, got total sushi'd out. And then I actually got me a new firearm. And I'm going to show you guys that because I can't show it to you live. I'm not allowed to touch a firearm live on camera. But if it's pre-recorded, I can show you guys. So anyways, I'm going to show you guys me drawing as well. But look at the nice little setup there. Man, that was a good lunch. Shit. Some cocktails as well. All right, here we go.
Ain't nobody really for niggas know not to get heavy with it. We make it straight like a levy with it. Kill a nigga like fed nigga. Shit, I ain't no petty nigga sending shots at this ping pong. To be in my chest like a King Kong, and I'm stuffing them racks in the go, y'all. Niggas ain't hard and they so soft. Niggas be talking that shit like it's Ozark. When they ain't so proud at no cost. Listen, I'm sick of these niggas who acting like bitches. Let these bitches be acting like niggas to shit get wicked. When them shots go to spitting, they ripping their ass. My niggas, they killing for cash and don't get it twisted. I've been in my back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Stay ready. Stay ready. Because you never know if crazy MS motherfucker wants to get crazy with you. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. All right, back to this. That was enough of that. All right, back to this. Just a little intermission there. What's up, Blair, by the way? Good morning to you and happy Friday. Damn. Blair did see it. We're going to get... I'm going to bring it. Oh, they even went to a commercial. All right, we're skipping.
Here on the East Coast, this press...
To introduce partners that we have here in attendance today who have contributed to this investigation from providing resources, investigative tools, and our legal guidance to include our Attorney General, Pamela Bondi, Associate Attorney General nominee, Stanley Woodward, Deputy Chief of Staff, Catherine Cipher, and from the U.S. Attorney's Office, allow me to introduce United States Attorney Hayden O'Brien, his team, First Assistant U.S. Attorney Manio Rimboso, and Special Prosecution Chief Brian Dobson. Folks, for several years now, this community...
What is that freaking profile picture, not Steve or Hopper McGee?
...has witnessed me stand here and talk about the importance of executing
What's up, Katie? Good morning.
Investigations
Good
regardless
afternoon
of how
to you.
long ago they occurred. And the crimes that we talk about, are going to talk about today, took place back in 2014 through 15. And it had it not been for the efforts of our cold case unit, which we launched back in 2019, and their ability to dig into these cases and no longer see boxes in hallways and dismiss the fact that these are victims.
No, that was okay. So Hopper, real quick, that was a G48, so it was a Glock, but then it's got the SIG. It's got the SIG red dot on it. Instead of me going China made, I could easily saved like $100 by going China made, but SIG was making a sick ass red dot, and for a comparable price, I was like, man, I want some American made if I'm going to put it on my shit that I can actually like use and actually rely on. What if I drop it? Can it survive it? Well, this one can. We got chairman of the board, by the way, sitting in a 2 spot saying for the shit, eating grin, Mike's. Okay, so you mad at my grin, cuh? But yeah, no, I very much appreciate you, chairman of the board. Thank you, sir. Helps out the show immensely, my man. Shooting your lunch? Yeah, a little bit. Yep, that was my birthday gift. Gotta love little firearm, man. Yes, also with the sushi, dude. Sorry, I love sushi. That's one of my favorite foods. This is beginning to look like a pattern, being me being late. Morning Mike and Breakfast Club. Hey, no worries about that, Steve. Like I've always said, listen, there's zero obligation on my end for you guys at all. Like, I don't want you guys thinking you have to, because everyone got a life. Everyone got a job. Everyone got kids, family, whatever. You know what I mean? So people got shit going on. So I'm just always honored that you guys are here when you are. All right, back to this.
These are people. These are members of someone's loved one or family that are no longer here. And so today, as the Attorney General introduces her team and talk about the success that we have in this case, I want this community to remember, here in Broward County, justice doesn't have an expiration date. It doesn't matter when you committed the crime. It doesn't matter what part of this world you are from. If you come here in this community and decide that you're going to take a life, we're going to unleash every single resources to bring you to justice. So without further ado, allow me to introduce our U.S. Attorney General, Pam Bondi.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, here comes Pam
Thank you,
Bondi.
Sheriff. I
Let's
feel
see
like
what
I'm
she got to
back
say.
home, being here in Broward.
Before she gets into it, good morning to you, Christopher Collins. Good to see you. We're enjoying our Friday freaking morning, aren't we?
To our victims' families first. We met with them earlier.
That's not me. That's
you
their live stream that's fucking up, by the way.
for being here. And we're so sorry. And as Sheriff Tony said, your family was not, your victim was not just sitting there in a box of papers. They are a victim. And that's why they have spent a decade finding some of these people who have killed your loved ones. So we're very sorry for your loss. And I know you have to relive this. And thank you for being here today. So sorry you're going through this.
Okay, did you guys hear that audio change right there? Did you guys hear that? Watch this. So it was all good.
Loved ones.
And then they did this, and now listen to it.
So we're very sorry for your loss. And I know you have to relive this. And thank you for being
You know what that is? That sound right there that you guys hear? That static noise?
Here today. So sorry you're going through this.
Yeah, I've explained this one time before. When they ran these microphones with this camera, whatever the case is, with this camera specifically, unfortunately, what they ended up doing is they crossed either one of the wires for the microphones or whatever. And so when they're sitting on top like that, or it's not plugged in completely, or whatever the case is, sometimes it can kind of miss. But most of the time when you hear something like that, that's when you have cables laying on top of each other. That just means they just rush themselves too quick. Fucking DEI setups.
Tony, thank you for your relentless
Thank you.
pursuit
I'm going to
of
check right now.
justice in these cold cases. And these cases are never cold when it comes to law enforcement. And
what's up, Papa? Good morning to you as well.
I want to also thank
We're going to try to make it through this.
Hayden,
with the sound.
Acting U.S. Attorney for the Southern District, and Brett Skiles, our SAC for the Special Agent in Charge for the FBI, and to all the great men and women of the Broward County Sheriff's Office, for our Border Patrol agents, all of our agents who are here who have done so much to help. Thank you all to the men and women, especially of Broward, and our victims advocates, our interpreters who have helped with this case. It takes a lot of people to make these cases, and they're so very, very important. And today we're here to announce the arrest of 3 more MS-13.
So they got another 3 MS-13 people? Okay, well, I mean, this whole thing is breaking news.
Gang members who were in this country illegally, and they were in Florida.
Yeah, that's right. We got enough domestic gangbangers up in here. We don't need your foreign ass up in here trying to organize.
And we will be reviewing them. They've all been arrested for first-degree murder. We will be reviewing them to see if we will seek the death penalty. This has been a long-running investigation that started in 2015. The victim in this case was brutally murdered.
Charles, is she actually 60? No fucking way. That's actually how old she is? Are you serious? I would have guessed, honestly, maybe 50, maybe 45, something like that. That's what I would have guessed.
Stabbed approximately 100 times by multiple gang members before he was shot in the head. He suffered tremendously. And these indictments are a warning to all criminals. We don't
Oh
care
my God,
how
Tats.
long ago.
It does sound like her fucking toy is rubbing right now and going off. That's what it does sound like. Literally. It sounds like the microphone's picking up the vibration downstairs. You know what I mean?
You committed the crime. We don't care where you
That's
go.
fucked up.
We will find you. We will arrest you. And we will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. Gamez Maravilla was located in Lake County, Florida. Get ready for this. He was hanging drywall at the Villages when he was arrested. Bermudez Martinez was apprehended in Minnesota.
No, I would give that actual right there, the probability, complete 0. Papa Penguin. Just got to say it.
Emotional damage.
That would be a complete zip. She's totally got to be out of her fucking mind.
Great police work by all of our federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies working together. Found this guy in Minnesota. He thought he got away with this crime, and he did not. Navarro Martinez arrested right here in North Lauderdale. They are charged with brutal murder of a young man. One of these defendants sought him out, convinced him to come with him in his car, took him to...
Man, I got to be honest. This is really hard for me to listen to with the buzzing. But I want to be able to hear this damn thing. And I looked it up elsewhere to see if there wouldn't be any buzzing. I couldn't find one. So, brutal. You know, we're kind of have to suffer through it a little bit. This is not going to be a super long ordeal. I just want to kind of hear the story and what the 3 people are being essentially charged with. I want to hear that.
To a crime scene.
What's up, Frederick? Good morning to you and happy Friday.
Charged with violently stabbing him, almost like a game, to get a higher level in their gang initiation. They were all part of an MS-13. It's called Click, a clique that was living.
Motherfucker, we're all clicked up
right here in Florida. They're not just a street gang. They are a highly organized terrorist organization. Last week in Virginia,
that's right, OB Joe.
You all saw
Good morning.
Arrested one of the worst MS-13 gang members. He was one of the top 3 leaders of MS-13 in our entire country. He was living right in Virginia, half an hour away from DC, in a nice apartment complex with normal neighbors, bicycles in yards. They are living among us because they think they can get away with this, and they cannot. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing guns, and especially violence to our country. And under Donald Trump's presidency, that has stopped. Every 7 minutes, an American dies of a drug overdose. Over 75,000 people die a year of fentanyl overdoses. More than 2 homicides an hour happen in America. We know there is so much more work to be done. And
okay, Pam, stop rambling with this shit. Skip ahead a little bit.
Not thanks to the great men and women of law enforcement.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, go, cool.
If you are a gang member living in this country, I'd self-deport right now. Because
she said if you're a gang member in this country and illegally here, well, she didn't even say illegally here, but self-deport. I like that. Just start self-deporting now, dude.
Oh, shit.
That was pretty G'd up. From the feet up.
It's my honor today to introduce U.S. Attorney Hayden O'Byrne with the Southern District of Florida. Hayden, thank you and your team for your tireless work on everything that you've done to keep Florida safe, but also to keep our country safe by taking these terrorists off our streets. Thank you, Hayden.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
They are terrorists.
Thank you, General Bondi, for your support of the really strong state and federal partnerships that we have here in Florida and elsewhere across the country. Today is just one example of what.
Yeah, that's right, OB. And most likely, I guarantee you're fucking, if you're here, if you're speaking like how I'm thinking right here, right now, you're probably a U.S. citizen, right? So, I mean, obviously, shit, even if you were in a gang, as long as you're not illegal, we got plenty of domestic gangbangers here. You know what I mean? Domestic gangbangers matter too.
When law enforcement works together as a team, as Sheriff Tony and General Bondi have demonstrated here with what we're able to do.
Man, that is so fucking loud. That buzzing is killing me, yo.
Among us, the most violent.
Okay, so real quick, on the breaking news on the left side where they've got like the stories and headlines and shit, says, okay, Attorney General Pam Bondi and law enforcement officials announce MS-13 cold case arrest, which is what we're doing right this second. The cases are 4 gang-related homicides that happened in Broward and Palm Beach in 2014 and 2015. So these were cold cases, obviously. And then as well as 3 MS-13 gang members have been indicted for those murders, for those exact murders. Interesting. So now we know exactly what's happening here. But I can't stand listening to this buzzing.
There in the background.
Okay, perfect.
We know that for this to be a reality, AG Bondi worked alongside FBI Miami, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, and the Broward Sheriff's Office. Again, they announced the solving of 4 local homicides connected to MS-13 gang activity, along with federal murder charges against several MS-13 gang members. 8:49 is the time here on the East Coast. Let's go to a quick 2-minute commercial break.
Nope. No commercial breaks. Now we're going to see if we have any other. And see, look, why do we got Elizabeth Warren up here? Look, she's up here speaking on education. What the fuck, dude? This is typical shit right here. Yeah, how come they're always talking about the exact same talking points that has already been disproven like time and time and time again? You know what I mean? I don't know why they fucking do this shit. And they must get paid for it, obviously. Which UN event would you like to see? They brought up 4 different options, and I guess we're going to be having a UN event coming up here. Well, actually, 4 of them. But there's you know, kind of a poll on which one they want to have. And the two that are side by side at the moment are arms and weapons management, as well as social workers at the UN. The other two are at 0-0, the right to development and economic and social council. Now, I really don't give a fuck about the UN, as you guys know already. So we're just going to kind of blow through that just so you guys know that that happened. And then we have a discussion on Republicans' 2025 budget resolution. And this is being held by the Democrats, of course. And they're talking about us as an opposition, essentially. We have another breaking news story to break right here. Rally in support of man accidentally deported. Holy shit. Motherfucker, fuck around and find out what happened. He's rallying, or he probably was rallying for the other people, like, oh, you can't, like a white liberal, you know what I mean? Oh, you can't deport these motherfuckers. And then they fucking deport his ass to nowhere. That's fucking great.
All right, so we are going to pivot now. We are going to go back to this rally. So sorry for the back and forth here, but this is a pretty big story. So we do want to take you out now to this rally happening live in support of this Maryland man with protected legal status who was mistakenly deported to a notorious El Salvador prison last month. This is all happening out of the Washington, D.C. region. Let's listen in.
So it's this chick right here. Oh, wow. Oh, man.
Padre, ¿y por qué? Un error administrativo, como lo está llamando ICE.
Can you speak, you know, English? You know, you want to ask why you accidentally got deported? What the fuck, man? Come on, speak English.
The pain I feel
there
is
you
unreal.
Go. Good. I'm glad that she's speaking English. I'm glad about that.
On nights when I get a couple of hours of sleep, I wake up in the same nightmare.
El dolor es irreal. En las noches que puedo dormir, me despierto en la misma pesadilla.
Okay, so what that's literally her translator doing that shit for. That's whatever. Yeah. Line by line.
Confused, in a broken home, empty without Kilmer. The nightmare has become my reality in the past 23 days.
Me despierto sola, confundida.
What's up, XTOS?
Vacío y roto, sin Kilmer. Esta pesadilla se ha convertido mi realidad los últimos 23 días.
Si tú eres fuerte, yo seré fuerte.
If you are strong, I will be strong.
Cuida pocoyito were his last words. He said to me when he was handcuffed on a curve, waiting for me to pick up Kilmer Jr.
On a curve or a curb? She said curve.
Our 5-year-old son, who was in the car when ICE kidnapped him.
Where eran sus últimas palabras antes que ICE lo raptó. Él estaba sentado en la acera.
That's right, Dwayne.
Esperando que yo recogiera a nuestro hijo, Kilmer Jr., quien estaba en el carro.
Too many tortas. You've turned into a torta.
Cuando ICE lo agarró.
Kilmer was not just a family man.
That's right, GEG. Good to see you.
And joy to everyone around him. He glowed with love, not just with me,
love,
but for our children, always putting smiles on their faces.
Kilmer no solamente era un padre de familia.
¿Por qué?
Sonrisa.
Oh my goodness. Can you just fucking get out what you need to say? Not do this line by line ordeal. Like, what are we doing here?
De todos, especialmente a nuestros hijos.
He's a great husband, a dedicated father, a man who pushes everyone around to find their happiness, even in toughest of times.
Él es un padre dedicado, un esposo amoroso, una persona que le empuja a todas las personas a su alrededor para ser mejor personas.
Days ago, I witnessed our 10-year-old daughter attempting to send messages to Kilmer from her tablet.
Hace unos días.
Real quick, we got Brother Papa making an exit. Much love, honor, respect to you, kind sir. We'll see you on tomorrow mornings for the members only live stream, my man. Always appreciate you. Be safe out there. Enjoy your Friday.
Vi mi hija de 10 años intentando de mandarle mensajes a Kilmar desde su tablet.
Telling him how much she misses him, wishing she could trade places with him to bring him back home.
Diciéndole que cuánto lo extraña y cuánto quisiera cambiar lugares con él para que él pueda regresar a la casa.
I am reminded of the innocence of my children, the desperation to make sense of something adults don't even have answers to.
Esto me recuerda de la inocencia que tienen mis hijos tratando de tener respuestas a algo que ni los adultos pueden responder.
Our youngest, Kilmar Jr.,
nuestro hijo menor, Kilmar Jr.
Yep. And listen, KP, that's something that when someone's up there and you can tell they're just faking the funk or whatever the case is. I mean, I'm not saying that what happened or didn't happen completely, but it's always got to be like at least just tell the story and be genuine. And I love when people try to be genuine and you can tell they're trying to be genuine and yet it comes off as this, you know? And so listen, man, that's something that I actually asked myself. So
seeks love from everyone he meets, trying to fill that empty hole he's left. He misses his dad more than words.
Trata de buscar cariño de todas las personas a su alrededor. Extraña a su papá más que palabras pueden describir.
To all the wives, mothers, children who also face this cruel separation.
Yo, my man, Chef Couch, welcome back, man. I'm super glad that you made your way back over here, man. Always appreciate you hanging out with us. If you didn't know already, just so you do know, I'm live Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. CST, so 11 a.m. Eastern, every single, obviously every day except for Sunday. So anyways, back to this.
I stand with you in this bond of pain.
Para todas las personas que también han sufrido separaciones familiares, me paro hoy con ustedes en este sufrimiento.
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
That no one ever.
It's a journey.
Should ever have to suffer. A nightmare.
Can you be genuine and not like stare at your phone to like see your notes that you were given to say?
Feels endless.
Es un recorrido que nadie debe que sufrir.
Be safe, KP.
Es un recorrido que se siente infinito.
The only thing we have at the end of the day is our faith and our strength to fight back.
Al final del día, lo único que tenemos es nuestra fe.
If this shit were real, I'm going to be honest. If this shit were real, let's just be objective a little bit here. If this were real, this chick would have her lawyer up there speaking for her right now, going, you know what? We're going to fucking sue these people. We're doing this. We're doing that. You got accidentally this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I would totally be like, oh, fuck, that's gnarly. But when you do this shit, it's like, it's so fucking put on, dude. It's so put on. And now you just kind of even discredited your own case. Let's just say it did actually happen. Now I don't feel fucking bad for your ass because now you're trying to play the system even harder, and try to, it's okay to play the system, but you can't play me and this audience for an example. You know what I mean? All right, back to this.
Y nuestra habilidad de poder luchar de
she is on her journey.
We must fight for our husbands, our children, our neighborhoods, our loved ones. Fight for Kilmar and fight for all the immigrant families, lighting a candle for the loved ones that disappear by administration.
Tenemos que continuar a luchar por todas nuestras comunidades inmigrantes que actualmente están encendiendo una vela por sus
Not
seres
at all,
queridos
Kitty.
que también
Zero.
fueron desaparecidos por esta administración. Luchen por ellos y continúen a luchar por Kilmar.
Every day that goes by, I'm reminded of laughs that are now silenced in our home and in our hearts.
Todos los días que pasan, soy recordada.
Yeah. The whole thing is, Brian, is not only not only to fucking like organize yourself, I get that. But what my point is like, if you're going to be doing this shit, why wouldn't you just, because this is an easy win, let's just say for a lawyer, you know, I'd be like, listen, I'm going to get a lawyer and I obviously have my US citizenship right here, you know, whatever the case is. And then I would play it that way. But doing this, like catering to emotion bullshit, makes me think, yo, this is some bullshit.
De todos los buenos momentos que ahora han sido silenciados en nuestro hogar.
Oh, I got you, Brian.
If
I got you.
All the money in the world, I'll spend it all just to buy one thing.
Be safe out there, Brother Red.
Si yo tuviera todo el dinero del mundo, lo utilizaría para hacer solamente una cosa.
A phone call to hear Kilmer's voice.
Here comes the fake tears.
Again.
Here comes the fake tears.
And have the opportunity to talk to him.
See, here it is.
And the kids again.
Una llamada para escuchar la voz de Kilmer y tener la oportunidad que los niños también puedan hablar con él.
Kilmer, if you can hear me.
Kilmer, si me puedes escuchar.
I miss you so much.
Te extraño tanto.
And I'm doing the best to fight for you and our children.
Y estoy haciendo todo
True,
lo que puedo
Steve Posey,
hacer para
damn.
luchar por ti y nuestros hijos.
We're still waiting for that call that we were promised.
Todavía estamos esperando por esa llamada que nos prometieron.
And I'm still holding to hope.
Y todavía estoy con mi fe.
Until I hear your voice again.
Hasta que pueda escuchar tu voz de nuevo.
I will continue to fight.
Voy a continuar a luchar.
For justice.
Por justicia.
For justice and tortas.
For our family.
Por todas nuestras familias.
And for the countless others who are suffering the terror caused by the U.S. and the Salvadorian administration.
Y continuar a luchar por el terror que están viviendo nuestras comunidades, por esa administración en los Estados Unidos y esta administración en El Salvador.
I want to thank everyone who has supported our family and continues to fight for our community.
Quiero agradecerle a todas las personas que continúan a apoyar a nuestra familia.
Thank you to CASA and our attorneys for all the effort in making Kilmer's story heard.
Gracias a CASA y nuestros abogados por asegurar que la historia de Kilmer sea escuchada.
To everyone who can hear my voice, keep fighting for Kilmer. And all the Kilmers out there whose stories are still waiting to be heard.
Para todas las personas que escuchen mi voz.
Yeah, this is rough, dude. OB, listen. This shit, you got to be sitting here just like, Jesus fucking. Like, Jesus. Woman, shut up.
Continúan a luchar por Kilmer. Y todos los Kilmers que todavía siguen luchando, que sus voces sean escuchadas.
Thank you.
Gracias.
All right, listening in live, this is all happening in the Washington, D.C. region, this rally in support of a man who was accidentally deported. And this comes after
it wasn't even her.
Said,
it wasn't even her. I thought she was speaking like, oh, this is something that happened to me. Okay, so now she's talking about another dude that got accidentally deported. Okay, now that's even funnier. Well, if dude was accidentally deported and not back yet, same thing goes with what I said. Why not have a fucking lawyer be like, look, this is his citizenship right here. Go fight this. Go get him back. That'd be pretty easy, wouldn't it? You know, I don't know what the fuck is going on over here in these weird ass bunk ass streets. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with me this morning, because you guys obviously could have been anywhere else, but you guys decided to be right here with me, man. I can't thank each and every single one of you guys enough. Stick around. We're going to be, let's go ahead and see who is live right now. I haven't set up an actual raid yet, but we're going to go ahead and do that right now. So make sure you guys stick around for that. And if you guys are brand new members, we had a lot of members, get memberships this last week. So if you guys are new and haven't had a membership before, listen, ladies and gentlemen, Saturday mornings, we get fucking crazy. To put it lightly, to put it definitely lightly, we kind of get crazy over there. Whether it's interdynamics of men and women, interdynamics rather, or if it's politics, debates, it could be all sorts of shit, but we're a little bit uncensored over there because we can be. So thank you all so freaking much for hanging out with me. Until tomorrow morning, we will be back for more of craziness, not World Madness, because World Madness returns back on Monday morning. If you guys aren't members, by the way, I don't have a show on Sunday, so you guys are going to have to wait until Monday. But thank you all so much for hanging out with me, and we'll see you guys tomorrow if you guys are members. If not, we'll see you Monday. Much love, honor, respect, everybody.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken, he rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow, he takes his stand, refusing to submit.